Hi, I'm Ted Orme-Claye, one of the editors at SBC, and I'm here today with Simon Lidzén, the CEO of Fast Track, where we're just going to have a chat about the company. Simon, how are you today? How have you been? You enjoying the SBC summit here in Lisbon?
Yeah, it's been a really good show. I mean, a bit tired now. We've been standing up for 3 days straight, and been talking a lot, but it's been really fruitful. Yeah, it's a great show.
Could you just sort of give me an overview of some of the products and solutions you've been working on lately and sort of released to the market? What advantages do you think this will bring for the industry?
No, but Fast Track has been quite busy. We've been at work. We're doing this show now for the first time. We've been doing a lot of shows with Lisbon. I think we did 21 trade shows this year, so it's been quite a busy year. But this one is an exciting one because SBC has gone big and we've come to a new city, and we're now finding out how that's going to be. And now, in retrospect, after speaking to you now at the end of the show, it's been really successful. We took the decision to introduce a new product at this show, which is called Rewards. And what Fast Track has been fighting to do for a very long time is to really help brands achieve exponential growth with minimal effort. And one of the things, the most important things that the brands are concerned about when it comes to the player engagement is really to create one-to-one experiences where you can connect with every player at a very deep level, understand based on how they play with you and how they interact with your brand, be able to meet them and engage with them that in a relevant way. So we have developed a lot of technology that is helping us achieve this. And it started in 2021 actually, where we introduced the concept of Singularity. And Singularity was a concept that we came up with for how we achieve this exponential growth with minimal effort. And it encapsulates everything in the work process. So it goes from how we work in the system, like how is that designed in order to make us more productive as teams. And it goes into the customer model. So when we're looking at how we do segment our players and look at which life stage they're in and the life stages and prediction models and churn prediction, all of the aspects of the customer model that is important. The Singularity is at work with AI features and data models. It also goes into how we are adopting generative AI to do content generation, all the way to how we issue rewards and how we create these one-to-one experiences. Rewards, which we are now adding to this, is actually the third leg, because we have the Singularity Model, which is capable of doing these things within the Fast Track platform today. And adding the rewards product, which we're introducing at this show, allows us to remove all of the limitations that the operators have been feeling around promotional capabilities. So most of the operators, I mean, we have hundreds of operators in our portfolio right now, and they all share these concerns that the bonus engines, they are not very strong and the promotional capabilities are quite limited. So we took this step and we decided to develop the rewards platform, which allows us to create everything in the promotional ecosystem, from virtual currencies to levels and progressions to shop mechanics, mini games and wheels, and a very in-depth like experience such as challenges that you can give to the player and that they get in-game widgets and all of these different things. And that added together with the Singularity creates an enormous opportunity for us to be able to scale our brands in a completely new dimension.
This idea of Singularity is quite interesting. What benefits does this pose for operators, do you think, this concept of Singularity?
So the things that we've seen so far, right, is that we have operators come to us, the first thing that they feel when they take on the Fast Track platform is that it's so much more productive to work with compared to any of the other platforms in the market. And the feedback that we're getting is that Fast Track is 4 to 5 times more efficient to work with any other platform. And it's the way we've put together kind of the work process as this everyday tool that the CRM teams are working in order to get promotions out to the players or build automation and all of these different things. And that's like a very specific and a very tangible type of value that you see out of it. Then when you scale with one-to-one experiences, one of the things that you need to be able to do is, or the way we have approached it, is that instead of you targeting a group of customers with one promotion, we have the capability of creating content banks inside Fast Track. So you can say, here are 50 different type of bonuses that you can use. Here are all of my players that I want to target. And you can put like an algorithm in the middle, which you can build by yourself in the platform with a drag and drop interface. And that will then prioritize which rewards are being sent to the players based on objectives. And that is another thing that is, something that no one else would be able to offer in the market except Fast Track, which is a very exciting feature. And it does that throughout. And in the actual customer model, you get things like, predicting how much value and how much the player is going to deposit, what type of games they like, what preferred providers they have, essentially how to optimize your offering, the timing when you engage, and how you do all of these pieces. So it's a couple of examples how the Singularity is at work, essentially.
Now, obviously, you've noted that Fast Track has been around for quite a few years now. You're clearly specialists in the CRM area. Over the past few years, what technologies have you seen that have been, in your opinion, really reshaping CRM for the iGaming industry?
So the technology, I think the biggest movement in CRM, specifically for iGaming, has been the adoption of real-time data. So the big difference between, if you're looking back 10 years back in the time, and Fast Track was actually the first one that introduced a platform that was fully real-time. Now we've seen this, that has been a very clear technological advancement using technologies such as Kafka or RabbitMQ or other sorts of live events, live data streaming solutions, which is now fueling, kind of all of our experiences that we see being launched in the future, whether it comes from us or it comes from other suppliers or operators building themselves. So that's a huge change. And data infrastructure is probably one of the most fundamental pieces in order for you to do anything of value with AI, for example. So we are still very early in that transformation, but I can tell you that is the number one technology that I've seen being adopted from. It's a bit more low level, obviously, in how data is transferred, but that is a significant change.
You mentioned AI there as well. Do you think there's a lot of hype around AI at the moment? I cover it quite a bit in my role as payment expert editor. Do you see that as being, is that going to be quite influential with how CRM develops over the coming years, do you think?
100%. When you look at something like ChatGPT, you get amazed about, because everything becomes so tangible. You can do a chat agent and you can go in and you can actually get something back straight away. Gen AI has a big play in how we work, and I think most teams are working right now. It's either as a supporting system or in a system to replace certain administrative tasks that teams are doing today. AI in general, though, I mean, the juicy stuff is still as hard to do as they've always been, which is that you need to be a subject matter expert in the area that you're trying to do innovation in AI in, and you need to be able to access the data and in a way, in a structured format, in a production environment in order to make use of it. But the advancements in AI they are moving in the right direction. I see a lot of stuff happening. I think operators would say we want it to go faster, but the reality is that in order for it to go faster, we also need to be prepared for it to go faster. We have taken the decision, obviously, to do a lot inside our platform with what we have available, which is probably one of the most comprehensive integrations and data sets that an operator can take use of. And that is working really well. And now when we're putting it into the rewards platform, for example, we now have promotional capabilities and to be able to put this end to end for a user. And this is super exciting. And I think that's going to inspire a lot.
Do you think, we've mentioned AI and the importance of data here, do you think they'll be quite important for making sure that CRM can be sort of adaptable and agile to like changing industry trends and consumer behavior, things like that?
Yeah, I mean, when we look at all of these different things, I think, if you're looking at the promise of Fast Track, we have 3 different legs that we decided. So the vision is to digitalize the iGaming industry and deliver the first self-learning engagement platform. We have that as a relentless focus as a team, so we have never been distracted from that. Everything we do is taking us in that direction. Coming on to your question, we have 3 promises. One of them being, we've said that we want to build with excellence, which means that we want to have a very unique idea or approach to a problem that someone is facing. And we want to do that in a new way. So we wouldn't go in and come in and compete with rewards, which is arguably also a gamification system and many other things, because there are a lot of good stuff in the market that can do that already. We wanted to add the twist of the Singularity Model into it, have a AI-ready promotional ecosystem, which didn't exist in the market, and suddenly we created something that had a twist. Same with Fast Track CRM, with Singularity and the work process. Our second leg, which is coming on to what you were talking about, is we are very passionate about flexibility. I think it comes to me and my co-founders in the business. We we felt that working with third parties in the past, when we were on the operator side, we always felt like you were taken prison, like by the supplier that we were working with. So we always said, no, we need to build a platform that molds around the operator we work with, so that it doesn't take over or doesn't become like a prison for the ones working with it. So we had a lot of focus on flexibility in particular, and we broke down 3 legs into flexibility. I think early on in Fast Track's history, I think we got it a bit wrong. I think we started becoming very flexible in how the end users perceives the platform. But then as we progressed, we realized that, okay, a lot of flexibility from an end user's perspective makes it very difficult to use or find value in the platforms that you're doing. And now we're coming on to AI and like having this acceleration and expectation that you want to have deeply embedded AI inside your products. I think the technology needs to be highly abstract and highly flexible. I think the packaging in the platform needs to be very configurable around the operator. And then you need to have the element of the solution, which needs to be highly specialized. And I think it took us a bit of time to figure that piece out. And now I feel we're doing that the right way, and we can see the response from the operators are also very strong from that, right? They come into the platform, there's a specific button to achieve a specific outcome. There is a report that gives you a specific value that is relevant to what you're doing. The objectives are clear, and you service that with a highly specialized solution. And that, I think, is the right way to embed AI as well. Not trying to reinvent the world as a full, but you go in and you do incremental improvements using AI. And then when you start putting all of these together, you get a really, really cool thing, and a very revolutionary experience maybe on the whole.
I think that's an excellent point. I think there's been a lot of discussions about AI at this event. I think that's quite a big talking point in this area. Just to wrap things up for us, over like the next year or so, what are your objectives for Fast Track? What are is there any big announcements we should keep an eye out for?
Well, we've just made the big introduction of rewards.
Yeah.
I mean, everything is going to be now about showcasing kind of the power of that platform together with Fast Track over the next year, and how we're going to leverage that integration in the best way we can and make sure that our operators are successful with that product. Are we introducing new products? I don't think, we are in the works of new stuff. We're always in the works of new stuff. But that is the primary focus right now for the business, yeah.
Brilliant stuff. Thanks for taking the time to speak with me, Simon.
Thank you very much.